Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another RCT2 review. We are continuing our look back at the head-to-head 9 matches. This is round 2, match 1 between the Manual Laborers and the Adventurers Club. We've got two parks here that are have a little bit of a Lost City of Gold theme to them. One more so than the other, but both super high-quality parks. This really set the standard for round 2, I think. And, honestly, the contest as a whole, these still hold up across the whole contest and are looking great. So I know it's been a while since our last review, but let's dive on in and let's take a look. So this one is called Pirates with an exclamation mark, so you got to be excited when you say it. First of all, let's just start with the probably most interesting thing on the map is these two ships that are locked in battle with this giant like kraken here with the arms and the tentacles. And then this vortex right in the middle of it all. What a way to open up the map. I love this. So I like the one boat is on the diagonal, and you have this other one that's thankfully differently colored, so it's get a little bit of variety in there. Kind of feels like this is the bad guy ship almost. But really love how these arms are just kind of reaching up out of the middle of nowhere, and then just this vortex in the middle of it. And actually, as we see the voyage ride here coming along, getting caught in the whirlpool here, it actually gets sucked out into a different area over here. So we'll follow it around, and then it goes all the way over to here, where we have a cave with a ghost ship. Loving this, using the wisteria hanging down for the sails and everything. Super, super cool, really nice. I love the kind of stalactites coming down. But so on the whole here, we have this sort of jungly South American-esque, maybe Caribbean look with the whole pirate theme and all the sort of browns and different warm colors. I like this kind of a color scheme in general. I think it's cool, but let's wrap our way around the map. So over here we've got these cool bones coming up and a nice little path for the rowboats to go through, crossing over the other ride here, which we'll see as we pick up in a couple other spots. Love the water wheel here. That's pulled in together. This has got to be the most used trope for the Ferris wheel, aside from being a ride itself, is as a water wheel. But up and over top here, we have this cool zipline cart transport ride that goes up and over the central tower. Actually, pretty cool, and showcases some of the height of the map. You almost kind of forget just how high these cliffs are on the sides. Loving too all the ship and boat iconography as you're going along, all the little crow's nests throughout the space, and all the various parts and pieces that make up all of these sections here. I mean, you get the mast and some of the rigging and everything like that all the way around. So very cool as far as that goes. It even wraps around to the back where we have a couple of these little caves. Here's a guy who met his unfortunate end. But you can kind of see a few more of these bits and pieces. Picks up the ride here. This is Gangplank, the one coaster here on the map. The blue is kind of a bold choice, but I like it in that it stands out a little bit. I'm not entirely sure what else you would have picked. Maybe red, for example. But when you zoom out, it really ties this together with the blue on the architecture over here. The layout is cool. I like the way that it hugs the cliffside and kind of does a lot of this unbanked stuff. Maybe lacking in some banking here at the bottom of the first drop. Just some other little details like that. Love the ship stuck in the waterfall here. That's super, super cool. Very neat. But a cool layout. Kind of wrapping its way through. I think it's underneath the side here as it wraps around. This feels like about the right speed, maybe a little fast, but not too bad. This little cove here is very cool with the waterfalls on all the sides coming down. Very lush, very tropical. Actually, I think this rock work is reasonably successful also. We've got the sort of volcano-esque rocks and then these other ones up top here. Looks surprisingly good. Rock work is one of those things the community is always going to be split about, no matter what. But in this case, I think it looks pretty all right, actually. So let's continue over here to the Lost City itself. We got the sort of overgrown blue and gold. Keep this color scheme in mind because we're going to be seeing it again here as we jump parks, which I think is kind of funny. But here we have this boat ride that we saw earlier going down into the vortex of doom, I could say. Inside this space here, we're using the Space K mock water coaster cars, which always a welcome addition to the map. Our little curved lift hill here, and that's going to take us down to this splash into the water, and then that'll carry us around. The whole ride is pretty darn expansive. I don't actually know how long it is, but it's got to be up there. 4 minutes 18 seconds, so pretty darn good for an adventure type ride. Actually wraps its way around here, goes through this cave here with the spider webs, pops out, and then we get sucked into our vortex here and end up in the this kind of final scene here with the ghost ship, and then gets brought up back, and we end up here at the treasure room, which I guess is the goal all along, where all the pirates are headed anyway. So I think highlights for me on this map are the ships, for one. Just really, really well done. Loving the rock work. Loving this kind of sort of stuff where it's got this sort of precarious looking walkway along the side of the cliff, where you've got your just really nice little details. A lot of good color scheme choices here where we're really looking at browns, grays, and greens, except where we're trying to call out different things here, like this city or this coaster or the big Kraken arms here in the pink. I think that's a nice mix and kind of a cool map shape where it's not quite your rectangle, but sort of has this sort of free-flowing form to it. But really like how this one turned out. This was a tough vote for me, actually. I think I ended up voting for the Adventurers Club, but this one is no slouch either. Just lots of nice little details, hanging peeps across the vines here, using the single rail track and the wooden coaster here for the vines. Other little details here, nice little pirate ship ride. I feel like you'd be remiss to not put a pirate ship ride in a pirate themed park. But all the nice little details here, lots and lots to explore. This one was 60% by Nin, 25% by MK98, and 15% by Jens J. So congratulations to those three for their good work. And lest we forget the X marks the spot right here. Here's Captain Kyle and Captain Nin burying his treasure. But there's our X, we know where to dig. All right, well, let's move along to the other side of this match. So the other side of this match is El Dorado. I told you to keep those color schemes in mind because we're about to see it again here with the yellow and the blue, slightly different palette, but you'll see actually that this kind of takes the whole of that scheme and does something similar with it as far as the theme goes, but really in an entirely different way. So this park is 44% from Scoop, 44% from Barn, Nid, 10% from Central Ethiopian Police, and 2% from Lewis. And this was the ultimate winner of the contest, 51 to 30 votes. But I think you could have gone either way. But let's dive into this one. This is El Dorado. We come in and we kind of get this almost resort feel here where we've got our hotel with our hotel pool and water slide and everything. And then our big central kind of Aztec looking tower, or Mayan, I suppose, more so, which has some cutaway in it. We'll do that here at the end in a little bit. First of all, just really loving the color schemes, the blues, the yellows, the reds, the yellow being more so gold, really works well. Loving this vignette over here with, again, that sort of little precarious pathway along the cliffside with the waterfall going down. This is just fantastic. I love the use of the fountains here to really make that waterfall feel kind of natural, feel sort of aggressive as it's coming down. Cool little table that we have over here, little secret room cutaway on the side. Here we see another of the sidewall kind of rock striations. I'm not a fan. I don't think it looks good. I don't think it helps things, but you know, we'll see a lot more of that in the contest. But not my thing for sure. But let's turn around as we come into the park. We get to this very heavily Tulacan from Phantasialand inspired Topspin. Nice custom shoestring Topspin. We will be seeing a tutorial for this from me here at some point in the future. I had this in a contest park a couple of months ago, and we will be showing you how to do it also. It's a pretty easy hack, so not too hard if you've done some of the other ones. But looking really nice here. Love the way it's tucked in there. Got the fountains, got the cool backdrop, got the sidewalls, everything. Very nicely done. Should say about the water too that I really love this sort of two-toned water where we get the darker stuff underneath, and then you have this sort of azure blue water here. Sort of saw it here earlier as we turned around. This little lagoon in the middle. There's a lot to see in this park, as you can probably notice already. Here we have the Quetzalcoatl, the Mayan bird, I believe. Heading up to our drop here with the cool head, the creature, as it drops around. And you can kind of see as we're waiting for this, you get this pretty cool custom drop tower. Not quite sure what's going on with the two different vehicles there. These ones look like they're supposed to rotate, but very neat, very cool, hefty boy on the tower, but looks good. Nice little layout for this drop coaster. Feels believable for one of the sort of smaller B&M dive coasters. Also, we got that great water splash here, which we don't really get to see, except from maybe one or two angles going into the building. A little bit close quarters there on the sides, perhaps, but that's probably okay. But that is one complaint, I suppose, of how the park comes out, is that there's so many cool details that you come missing some of them just because they're blocked by other things. So you kind of have to dig and weave your way around a little bit, but all the details are there. There's plenty to see. So over on this side, we have another little mini pyramid, and then we have this mine train here coming along. And one of the cool features on this one is a vertical lift using this mine tower, so you can kind of see the cars coming up and the lift piece that goes with it synchronized together. Very cool. Loving this queue line along the side here as it comes up. You get your nice waterfall of gold, I suppose, of molten gold. And if we turn around underneath, you can kind of see our cutaway underneath here. Here is the track foundry, which, as you notice on all the coasters so far, there is gold in all the track. So pretty cool idea, pretty clever theme, and a neat way to use Rumi's conveyor belt here. And it's pretty cool how that all goes. Let's wrap around some more and get to even more rides. They've squeezed a lot of rides in here. So this is an Intamin Aqua Tracks that's squeezed in through another pyramid over here. Thankfully all a little bit different. So we got the little overgrowth on this one and the waterfalls coming down it. This coaster shoots through in a bunch of different spots. We have our typical Aqua Tracks type layout that you see on Atlantis Adventure at Lotte World, which as of still is the only Aqua Tracks that we have. So, you know, it's not that much variety, I suppose, between these. But honestly, this is a pretty good layout. It uses the space really well. Doesn't feel too contrived, and it sits well in the space with the station and everything all together. Really like the way that this curve has the fountain surrounding the inside. Love the arch and the lift hill. All very nicely done. All right, and then let's move to our last ride here, which is the log flume. So this is a really cool layered log flume. Again, one that's a little bit hard to see some of what's going on just because it's kind of so overly packed in there. But this drop here underneath the bridge, up and over the hill and then in, very reminiscent of Chiapas at Phantasialand, which I get seems to be a fair bit of inspiration for this whole park as far as rides go and things like that. Very nicely done, but a lot of drops. Actually, if we hide the scenery here, you can just see how big this flume is. there's quite a lot going on, quite a lot to see. It goes into the pyramid itself, and then I'm happy that we have these little interjections of the reds and some of the browns in here to help break up the blues, the yellows. Architecturally, this is a very well done park. Keeps a similar iconography of this sort of Mayan slash Aztec slash Incan. Doesn't quite know which one it wants to be, but it carries them through well enough that I think it works. But if we take a hint from the roof here where it says cut away, let's do that and see what there is to see here. So let's back this down just a little bit. See, here we go. So over here we have our hotel, which actually has all the rooms done in all the various areas, which is super cool. Nice big grand staircase here in the front. I like that. I like all the bedrooms and everything. And then you have this great lobby down here also. Really nicely done with the pool tables and just the cool staircase, banister, and everything. Really, really well put together. And then you can see your log flume peeking through the building here, and what is in the main pyramid, but a ball court. So we have our little Mayan ball game here. It has handball world championships on one of the frozen peeps in there. So pretty cool. Like the courtyard, all the seating, all the cheering peeps. Once again, Josh is cranking out the objects and doing some pretty cool stuff with it. And then over here, we get this great restaurant here at the base level of the hotel. So really, on the whole, I mean, there's just so much detail into this park, and it is packed so darn full that it's often a little bit difficult to see everything. Good and bad. The density is definitely there, and I think that's kind of what you come to expect out of head-to-head, but sometimes I just wish there was a little bit more room to breathe. Nonetheless, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is the one that I voted for, and like I said, it ultimately won. I think it was a well-deserved win, although Pirates was also pretty spectacular in its own right. So lots to see, lots of cool stuff going on. But this was a hell of a way to start round 2. And there are 2 more matches, which we will get to here in the coming days. So stay tuned for those. If you have anything else that you would like to see here, I know we've had a little bit of a hiatus as far as recordings go, as summer has happened, and I've taken some trips and been working on my own head-to-head parks. So that's why there's been quite a bit of a pause, but we're hoping to get back into this and get rolling soon. So as always, if you have things you'd like to see, feel free to suggest or recommend. And otherwise, we will keep going through the head-to-head parks. We're hopefully going to get back into some tutorials here soon, and maybe a solo park or 2 coming up. So more to come, lots going on, and always like to have something new to show. But until next time, hopefully you enjoyed the Manual Laborers Pirates and the Adventurers Club El Dorado. Congratulations again to the Adventurers Club for their victory here. So until next time, thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye now.